Have you forgiven her for mistakes she made with you?
She's never made no mistakes with me. We need to be like bringing one of them people that be like conjuring the spirits and ask her if she forgive me, because I'm the one who messed up more than anything, you know?
So she was perfect in the way she raised you?
And yep.
She was perfect. She made no mistakes with you.
As far as I know.
Really?
You know what she told me though? Right before she passed away, she said, the only regret I have is not being there for you, because you wouldn't have never got caught up in the streets. But I was like, and I told her, I said, well, yeah, but you was trying to help Daddy with the rehab, you was working, you was catching buses going to work, and then what was crazy, he had a job at Ford. She used to catch the bus, 3 buses to get to work, and pay the car note for him to go to work, hoping he would bring his check home. Wow. So she used to do that and get the car fixed and and go to school.
Did you join the gangs after he died or before he died? Before he died?
Yeah. I used to sell him crack.
You used to sell what?
I used to sell him crack.
Sell him crack?
Yeah.
You used to sell your father crack?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why did you sell it to him?
A couple of reasons. One was he came to me one day and he said, hey man, do me a favor. Why don't you ask one of your homies? Because at this time he didn't know I was really selling it. He got word, but he didn't know.
Yeah.
And he was like, whatever you do, don't go to that homie, because last time I went to him, he sold me some bad crack. So don't go to him. And I go, God. So I was like, now the thing is my father, he was a street dude before, like, it's such a long story, man. But he was a street dude before he became a crackhead. And before that, him and my mother was like the same. They were graduates. They was doing good in high school. She went off to go into college. He worked at the factory. And then he had a scholarship to go to college, but he chose working in the Ford factory, instant money. And anyway, he asked me to do that. And like I said, when I found out that, I said, oh man, this dummy sold my father. My father, go back to what I was saying, he was a street dude, so I'm aware of something that my father did to another guy regarding drugs. So I was like, nah, this can't happen with over here. This ain't, I gotta make, so my whole thing was to protect them and him, was to sell him the crack and not cause no war, because if something happened to my father, I'm coming through I'm coming. Right. So it was like one of those type of situations. And you know, the guys we deal with, I was dealing with, they weren't, you know, they weren't no little, they talking street dudes, you know.
Did you feel guilty about selling him crack at any point?
Nah, I used to kind of a little bit. It bothered me at first for a while when he first died, but not really. Because like I said, it was for that sole purpose. And plus, you know, you're spending $600-700 with the other guys. I was like, man, you know, let me go ahead and get this, you know what I'm saying? That way when other people be, you know, I sell them crack, I get new clothes and stuff like that. People like, hey, where you get your clothes from? I'm like, my daddy bought me these. You know, it's like.
Why is gangbanging so popular with black people?
Black people don't gangbang. You know,
What
there's 2 types of people. Gangbangers, how we say on this? We call them bitches, right?
Bitches?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Most gangs ain't bitches. Most gangs, it's all about money and a system of money that they can make in their neighborhood. So when you want to make money on this block, whether it's a Pyru or whether it was where I was from back in the day, the Gucci Boys or the Best Friends or whatever in Detroit, drug gangs, mafias, whatever, you had to be part of that area. So most gangs take a name on, so that most areas take a name so that nobody come in that radius. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is all Gucci Boys, or this is all Bloods and Crips.
So most gang members.
Yeah, it's a money thing. It has nothing to do with, like when you do see, like Chris Brown is a blood. You're like, okay, come on, guy. Like, no, guy, you ain't need no money. You ain't have no reason to even be. You know what I mean? So when you see people like that, it's like, nah, man, you're not supposed to be.
So your type of gang, were they the real deal or the fake deal?
Real deal.
The real
they
deal.
were so real. You ever well, you do hear this. You hear all these gangsters, or all of these so-called gangsters, they talk about loyalty.
Right.
You know, he's like, loyalty? This is crime, right?
Yeah.
Right? You want loyalty in crime, then you should be an astronaut or something like that. It's barely loyalty in that. You talking about amongst killers and they want to be jolly, and I'm like, no, dog, we don't, you know what I mean? Ain't no, so like matter of fact, the guys that I was with, when I tell you they was fighting and shooting each other, I'm talking about cousins, blood relatives that killed each other within my group of dudes. Like, it was like all, and the only reason why, like, I had to stop them several times from shooting this person or that person. I used to be like, hey, man, one time, man, I put it to you, this is how crazy this is on the street. I had to stop one guy from shooting another two guys over some hair clippers. Right?
Hair clippers?
Yeah, hair clippers. Like, it was something about the clippers got broke, and these two dudes, it was one of the other guys, right? And these two dudes were cousins. And they said something to somebody else, and it trickled around to this guy, who was my boy, who was a straight, like shooter, right?
Right.
I don't like to say stuff like that. I ain't trying to glorify that shit, but this is what happened.
Right.
So, like, I'm standing next to him. They come riding down the street in their car, music banging. He runs and jumps on the side of the building. He pulls out a 357 and a 4.4, and I'm like, what? I'm like, what's going on? He's like, hey, when they come closer, let me know. I'm gonna kill. I said, hey, what? I said, man, you wait. I said, what's going on? I said, man, wait a minute, hold on. I said, don't move. I'm telling you, don't move, because I'm gonna be right there. If you start shooting, I'm gonna be right in front. He's like, all right. And then I went over there. But matter of fact, they stopped when they must have saw him, and they said, hey, man, tell my man, tell him we was playing. I don't know why that got to him like that. Tell him. And then he came from around the corner, and I said, what is this about? And he was like, man, because what's the name? He broke my clippers, and he thought that I told what's the name that we was gonna get at him, and then he thought it was actually real. And I'm like, man, you about to shoot? And I turned to Smith, is this real about the clippers? And he goes, yeah, man, they shouldn't be talking like that. I said,
Wow.
man, this is, man.
Have you ever been shot?
Nah, shot at it plenty of times. Never been shot.
Never been shot.
By the blessings of God.
Have you ever shot someone?
Hey, man, were you the feds? Hold on, let me check this guy. You mic'd up? You got that wire on you? No, man, you know.
Yeah, I know you can't answer that. So let me ask, black people, not all, but most, always complain about what the white people are doing to them, right? How come they don't feel bad about selling each other drugs and killing one another and doing that to each other?
What do you mean?
You know, I have black gang members kill each other and sell innocent black people drugs and stuff like
Latinos
that.
do it. White people do it.
So why don't the black
Chinese
people-
mafias do it, Russian mafia. It has
Right.
nothing to do with color. Once again, it's money. Money and criminals. So it has nothing to do. That's what you have to do. See, the problem is this. White corporations in America have somehow put it that black people and black criminals are the same, and we're not. We ain't no different from white people and white criminals. So why, Tupac said this, he said, why is it when we arm ourselves against, we don't want to be in the hood with the killers, we don't want to be in the hood with but when we arm ourselves against them, now we're wrong. So what Tupac was saying was, we never coexist. Black people is black people. You think we would be surviving today if it was like that? It's not. It's because the majority of black people is what really hold the hood up. Black people. It's the black criminals that do all the chaos. Yeah. So we the ones who fight to get our kids to school. That's how you get the LeBron Jameses, and come on, man. We know that. That's facts. That's like the biggest percentage of us don't do that. And in the hood, the problem is this. Fathers can't be out on the street dealing with the kind of, and you're talking about these dudes be millionaire drug dealers. This ain't no easy money, easy work to have you off the street. So it's just that hard. So in the hood, black families just work hard, Just like Latino families, when them dealing with the cartels, they all are in here throughout United States. They just work hard and they just try to move up out of it. That's why you hear so many people angry at the black people who don't give back. But they just like, man, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't give where? Like, how do I rebuild all of this? So there has to be a separation. Like, for now on, black people gotta understand that there's this thing that white corporate America did to us, and it's the most sickening thing, right? Let me ask you this. How many times you watch TV and you see all these gangsters with, gym shoe commercials, Sprite deals, at the half court of NBA, and you're like, really? Because black people, we don't party with those guys. So how are y'all partying with them? Oh, they making white corporate America money, so now it's cool? Get ready, because now it's coming. It's coming. It's coming for them to see that. It's like, you can't mix the two, my man. Like, we don't do it. That's why in the hood, you always hear that, what you hear? Such and such was hanging around such and such, and he got killed. He shouldn't have been around them. Same thing gonna happen. Somebody, this is what I'm telling you. Somebody is about to this is setting it up for the perfect murder, because they got these guys around them everywhere. Now I'm like, oh my God, y'all don't even know. I'm watching the streets and I'm listening and I'm seeing what the way the cartel's moving everybody. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. Everybody's going to cry about it, because it's going to be somebody that's going to get killed that should never been touched. And it's going to be somebody that a lot of people admire. But that's the cost.
So you're saying that, to understand what you're saying that there are black people around corporate America and everybody, and that they don't realize it, and somebody's gonna end up getting hurt?
Yeah, because think about that. If I'm got a record deal or whatever, I'm not saying if somebody trying to clean up their life, but I'm talking about these guys rap about the guys and are known to be around. Look how many of them getting arrested right now, or over the past years. So many of them getting arrested.
So many other black rappers and things?
Yes,
oh, okay.
They're criminals. Because you got to remember, there are rappers that are rappers, and then there's the criminals that are rappers. That's what you got to understand. Most of them, that's what happened. Corporate America turned our music, our culture, into crime.
So do corporate America know that the black rappers are criminals and they use them anyway?
Come on, man. What do you mean, do they know? They rap about it. They see them. How do you not know when they all going to jail? You know.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting.
You can't. And the thing is, you hear people be like something about Illuminati or whatever, whoever they're supposed to be, the secret groups and blah blah blah. Yeah. There's them, then there's the universe, right? So the universe. And we ain't talking about no little universal, one of the none of that type, not no weird stuff. I don't want people to be like, man, they're one of them dudes. Nah, right. I'm talking about the actual everybody, where space and atoms and everything is moving, right? So the universe moves the way it want to move, and the universe touches everybody. The universe goes, guess what, Illuminati? Guess whose time is up on this planet? Come on, wait a minute, I'm sitting up here, I'm corrupting the black people. I know you were, but it's your time to die. That's how the universe moves. And when the universe moves, bang, it's like a total surprise. It's like a what? Just like how we see with the floods and anything else, the scientists be like, yeah, we can handle this, and we can go, oh man, what happened? It's like, yeah, the universe is that much more intelligent. Universe said, oh, y'all got vaccines? Y'all vaccinated? Okay, here's another variant for you. Okay, here go another variant. You understand what I'm saying? So much more intelligent, so much more ahead of us. It's coming, man.
So how can we avoid all that?
Like I say, by separating the two.
We say the two, separate the criminals from the...
It has to, because it's so deep.
From the non-criminal people?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, it's so deep. It's such a deep state, right? You hear that word? But that's the perfect name to give that description of it. Yeah, it's like how they say once you in, can't get out. So they're so deep They don't even see it. We don't even see it, right? Like I say, you see the NBA players, they got them all with the chains on, and I'm like, hold on. You got a couple of them that, what was it, young Dolph? He got shot up not too long ago.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like, man, these guys is any moment. And these guys are getting more and more reckless. This world is getting more and more reckless. So I'm looking at like the mass shooting in downtown Sacramento. You ain't never seen no black criminals that went up in the downtown and just started spraying like that.
Yeah.
When I saw that, I'm like, it's coming. Like, they getting more, and they got money. Like, they in the same places as Jay-Z and all them because they drug dealers, and they like, yeah, okay. And America likes to get high. Let me shoot the shit with this director and let me, yeah. How much you need? I got you. Okay. Telling you, it's
What
getting
a mess.
Yeah, but it's something like, but it takes that one death for everybody to go, and in the world, especially being somebody that it shouldn't have happened to, like somebody that's famous or very well known in the world, it's gonna make the world go, man, and everybody's gonna be on America. And America is gonna have to depend on black people. Gonna have to go, corporates gonna have to, hey man, we didn't get, because I think it's gonna be at something like a corporate event or something like that. It's gonna be at the expense of them.
So it's all about greed and perceived power.
Perceived power. But it's like I say, the problem with that is everybody lives like tomorrow is promised.
Yeah.
The next 10 minutes is promised. Right now, I can just, right in the interview, right? And then nobody knows why. What happened? He was just talking to my man in the orange shirt and then he just collapsed. You know what I mean? It's like, you can't do that. You can't put mathematics on everything if you ain't God. You know, if you don't believe in God, if you ain't the universe.